Hello everybody, welcome back to Seafarer once again, the ship sim. We have a new update we're going to be checking out today, the rescue update. Open beta has now begun. You can opt into it on Steam, but if all goes well, it should come out on February 19th. So this now includes search and rescue missions. You have to go out to accidents, you have to locate and rescue people from the water, provide emergency rations and warm blankets, and safely transport everyone to the nearest port. And finally, there's a use for all of the life buoys on board. Now this is expanding the Tide Guard that we already have. So we have two new vessels. We have Salvation, which is the largest and most modern Coast Guard ship we have in Seafarer, serving as the primary vessel for search and rescue missions. And then we have Grace. Grace is the Salvation's daughter boat, and it's designed for speed and precision. This is where you can approach people in the water where the larger ships can't safely operate. So not only do we get search and rescue and the new vessels, there's been some updates as well to the core game. They expanded the random events that we get out on the sea. So sometimes you'll be asked to transport fragile or unusual cargo between ports. Rescue situations can now also appear when we're out at sea as well. So now every vessel is equipped with life buoys, allowing you to assist shipwrecked people. And now we can finally customize our vessels. We can change the vessel's name, we can change the different logos on it, and you can change the colors. So they took the feedback from everybody about bow thrusters. I was one of those people that were talking about it. With this update, thruster mechanics have been added to the Lancer, Nordic Duchess, Big Trip, and Willy, improving control during docking, harbor, navigation, and other low-speed maneuvers. With all of that out of the way, let's check out the new rescue update. So we're hopping into quick play. We got search and rescue. We're going to be taking out the Salvation. Partly cloudy, windy. That's fine. At noon. Let's go to Hellinghagen. Why not? And here we are on board the Salvation. Yes, a new vessel, and it looks pretty darn cool. Look at that pad out back there. Very nice. Let's open the door here, and let's check it out. Oh yeah, this is a cool looking vessel. I like it. We have to explore, you know, downstairs and all that stuff in a second. Oh, we got a medical bay here. That's pretty neat. And we got the hallway, which usually has the rooms. Okay, that's how you get into that as well. I believe they call it the sick bay. And then we've got a little kitchen here, a little porthole so we can see outside. Very nice. And we have another room back here, like the captain's quarters there. Little TV, kind of like the other ones we have. And here we go. This is how we get downstairs. So this takes us back up to the bridge, and then we can just simply go downstairs this way. And we will do that because I want to see what the engine room looks like. Anything here? Nope, nothing there. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. So this just goes back outside. Okay, we have to go down yet another level probably to get to the engines, which might be actually back this way. I'm not really sure. Oh man, look at this. Yeah, look at that right there. That's cool. That's the daughter vessel. So can we launch from that? That's what I'm wondering. Can we just take that thing out that way? Well, there's one of the life buoys there. But I want to see how we can operate this. Maybe this thing? Nope, not that. Maybe you can deploy it once you're out and about, you know? That's probably what it is. It's a beautiful day to go sailing. Indeed. All right, let's go this way, and I think we go down those stairs to the engine room. So let's see what the engine room looks like on this thing. Oh, wow. Very different looking. We have green engines down here. Got two of those bad boys. There's the little side room here where you can check all this stuff. Very nice. And it looks very, very in-depth as usual with most of the vessels that we have seen in this game so far. I've been very impressed with just how detailed these actually are, and I'm excited to see, you know, as we go through early access, just what else there is. Here's the, you know, this room here that we have no use for yet, but it's gonna be really cool when you have to come in here to, you know, access your supplies and all that. Anything down and around here? Looks like another one there. Okay, so another access area here, and then, man, there's a lot to it. A lot of open doors. I do like that. All right, close you. That's that room there. So there's two ways to get in there. Let's see where this takes us. This takes us back up on to here. Okay, so both of these doors you can access the engine room from. Good to know. Well, let's head up to the bridge, and we're gonna get this thing a-sailing. Can we go up there? Doesn't look like it. But we can go in this way. And we're going to do exactly that. So this is where we go right here. There's a radar. We want to take steering. All right, let's give her some power here. She does pretty good. A little to the right. A little more power than that. This is a pretty tight dock. We've operated the firefighting boat out of here before in the past. There we go. A little more to the right. Now give it some power as we get off that dock. Gotta go 0.6 nautical miles. And here's the Salvation in all her glory. Very nice. Let's go ahead and get our lights on. Probably need the signal lights to be on. We don't need anything else. We do have blue lights on it though, look at that. That's kind of cool. And it does what the other ones do, which is shuts the siren off after a few seconds. But really cool to have a new vessel here in Seafarer. Carrying our daughter ship back here on the back, which I have a feeling once we get where we're going to have to deploy it somehow, some way. All right, we got her completely opened up here, doing about 17 knots, it looks like. Let's go a little to the right here. Let's keep it on the bow. As we go a little bit more to the starboard side, we have a beach over there. Look at that. A lot of people on the beach today. That's cool. I don't think I've seen this beach before. Or didn't pay attention to it last time we were out here. But you know what? It was in the evening time and we were fighting fires. So that's probably what it was. Yeah, this thing's pretty sporty, from what I can see so far. Everyone keep an eye out. Okay, is it this vessel over here on the left maybe? Oh, we have a thing happening here. This little light. Lower the daughter boat into the sea. Yep, this is where we have to use the daughter boat. That is so cool. All right. Let's start slowing up. I see the locator there, the red light. Let's just put you in absolute middle ground here. So now out on the deck, I think we have to do it this way. Yep. So we have to wait until it prompts us. But this is how we do it. Activate the ramp. There it is. Oh, nice, dude. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, we're just gonna hit swap and we'll go to the other vessel. Check it out. We are on the daughter ship. Well, it's a pretty smaller boat. Got an anchor here. Got some lights up here. And that's pretty much it. We have those life buoys there. Open the door and check out this interior. Look at all the room down there to bring people on board so we can rescue them. And use binoculars to search for the shipwreck. Okay, well, I think we see it right there, right? Probably. Let's take steering. A little choppy out here today. There we go. Give us some more power. And a little to the right. We should have probably anchored our other vessel. That's probably something we should have done, but we did not do it. But maybe we can do that real quick. Let's do that. I went to my other vessel, and there's ours right there. Having a good time. Let's go up to the bridge, and we're gonna have our crew drop the anchor for us like that. Now we can swap back on board here. Sweet. Take over that, and now she is anchored. And I saw the light over this way. Here it is right here. So did they go down? Is that what happened? This has to be them. Yeah, they're out here floating around. Okay, we have to slow down to get this signal. Easy. Come on. That was a little tough. That's a person in distress. Yes, it is. Okay. Bring them aboard. Have to get a little closer to them then. There we go. A little bit more power. This is going to be a little more difficult than it looks. Just try not to run them over. That would be ideal, right? Okay, they're not in a good spot. They're not in a good spot. Let's get out. Can we throw the thing? Get this. Get the life buoy. Get it. Get it. Get it. There we go. Throw it. I threw it. There you go. Go get it. Go get it. All right, they're coming in. Is there anybody else out here? I'm not sure. We can interact with that. Okay. That's how they get on board, it looks like. That's neat. There you go. Get onto that. Yep, perfect. We'll bring you in by holding A and then B. Okay, it's a little mini game. Whoa, they're like all tangled in this thing. The hell is happening here? You're like a sardine, dude. Okay. You don't hold. Okay, you do hold the buttons. That is so strange. I mean, it makes sense. All right. Return to the ship. It was just one person. It was just one person. Okay, get out of that. Get out of that. Okay, wonderful. We're gonna leave that open. They're down there. Are they down there? Let's see. Yeah, they are down here. Look at that. How you doing? You feeling better? All right, we're gonna get you back to the other ship. Just a second. Let's power out of here. So we have to go to the back and dock that way. That's pretty cool. So we do have the lights on this one as well. Turn our blue lights on. There we go. If you like to have lights in your face, this is a great way to do it. Let's turn to the left. We'll straight here. This is a neat update, man. I'm liking the content updates we're getting and the improvements, you know, to the vessels themselves. You know, having side thrusters is such a win. So I'm so happy to hear the, see that they're, you know, listening to the feedback from everybody. All right, let's pull it back a little bit here. So I'm sure it's gonna be like the others with the docking situation here. Straighten it out, a little more power. There, yeah, it is. Have to get in a little better there. Hold it down. There we go. Just like that. So you're good down there. I wonder if they, yeah. We have to go back up on there and bring it in. All right, activate the ramp. There she is. There she goes. And it's now on board. Now we have the dock of the marked pier. I guess they just stay back there the entire time, it looks like. I'm okay with that. That's cool. That's fine. Sure thing, dude. Let's close this door, can we? Yes, we can. All right, take steering here. And now we have to bring that anchor up, so please bring it on up. We appreciate it. Yeah, this is pretty cool having a daughter vessel to go out and do the search and rescue and then bring it back to the big one. Really cool stuff. Takes a while for that to come up, but we're good now. Let's go ahead and start turning all the way to port. Look at that big old thing out there. That big old honker. What is that? That one of those... Where's it at? I just saw it a second ago. It's... Oh, there it is, out there. Oh, it's an island. I thought it was one of the vessels. Like the big cargo ship, you know? I thought it was one of them, but I was mistaken. All right, full speed this way. We're on our way back. And we just dock at the marked pier. Look at that big old cruise liner heading out. We're gonna just go right around him to the left. Yeah, it's got a pretty slow response on the rudder. But if you're used to operating the other vessels, it's very similar to that. Like it reminds me a lot of like the fire vessel. Let's go a little bit more left. We'll be here before you know it. I'm glad we made the seas a little choppy, you know, made it a little more exciting out there on the open waters. How have you been enjoying Seafarer? You still playing it since the release? Let me know in the comments below. Would love to hear from you. I've just been kind of waiting, you know, for the new updates to come out, and we cover those. I do play it in my free time. Been doing the longer hauls on board the cargo ship that we have. I don't have that big giant one yet, though. We're gonna have to do that. Get around this little sailboat here on the left, and we're going right over here to the right. We'll park it up how we, you know, departed. We'll go down here and turn around. Just pulling our power back a little bit more here. It's a pretty tight little spot here. Even for something like this, you know. More than you would think. It to be. Start this turn this way. That should be fine. Enough room over there on the port side so we don't slam our stern into the ground. That was the idea, at least. I'm gonna keep that turn coming along here. Have to back it up a little bit as we go left rudder in reverse. There we go. Straighten it out. A little more power forward. That's all we needed to really get out of that situation there. Try not to hit that dock right there. Oh, hello. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. That was not good. It was not a good move on our part. Okay, yeah, we're just going to keep rolling forward here, and then I'm just going to back it on in there. That's what we're going to do. Here's reverse. There you go. Nice and smooth. Back it on up. Let's see how far we are from that. Yeah, it's got some powerful engines on this thing, so it's gonna be a bit. Just gonna use that thing on the top of the screen there to help us guide into it. Actually, that should be fine there. We can throw the lines out. Yes, we can. Everyone is safe. Good job. Thank you, Graham Sinclair. We appreciate that. Was that it? Should be it. Job successful. 1 of 1 shipwrecked people rescued. You did everything you could. Well done. All right, we can end the session here. And now we'll hop back into my career. Welcome back on board the Willy. We have our wipers on right now because it was raining whenever I brought it in here. And it's no longer raining. But let's see what this is all about. Let's open the tablet up and we'll go to our fleet. And now we can fuel it up. Okay, durability honors a little bad. But I want to edit the vessel by hitting Y. There we go. Now we can change the name. This is really cool. We'll call it the Gilmore. Perfect. Logo. We can put a logo on here if we want. What does that look like? It's okay. I mean, it's, you know, it's something different than what we had before. I kind of like that right there, the little boat symbol like that. And here's the color palette. Okay, so this is the default color scheme here. Then we have black, gray. It looks like it's just the top part of the two-tone. Red, oranges you got here, and then some other colors. Got some greens and some blues. Well, blues looks kind of cool too. The dark blue. But black is interesting. White. The more I look at it, the more I like this dark blue on top. I do like that. That's cool. We hit enter to confirm it, and boom, we're back here. We now have the Gilmore at the top. So you can name your vessels, change the color on them, even though it doesn't show you in the preview. So now let's go over to the Herbert, and we'll swap the vessel. There we go. Now we can edit this vessel. So you have to be in the vessel itself to edit it. We'll just name this one the SS Jarvis. Why not? Does it need a logo? It probably doesn't need a logo. It puts it up here on top of that. Okay, interesting. Zoom in there, move that around. You can kind of see it a little bit better that way. Do a nautical sign. You got a anchor sign. The anchor sign looks kind of cool. I like that one. I kind of like the white on this one. It looks, you know, different. With the red like that, the two-tone, I like that one. Let's do that. And just like that, now the SS Jarvis is white. Although the text itself could be a different color. That would be nice. But you know what? Baby steps. At least they're giving us some customization to our vessels now, and I really do appreciate that. Well, let's try out the bow thrusters, shall we? Let's go ahead and undock, and you hold right bumper, and now we have the bow thrusters there, as you can see. You can bring it on up. So just go left click, and you can see how it turns green, and that gets the bow right off of the dock. That is so cool. Release RB. Now we can add a little power here, a little left rudder, a little more bow thruster to the left. That is super helpful. I really, really like what we have here. And then we can make that back to 0. Yeah, that really helps getting out of these tight docks, and just, you know, with the larger vessels. Really needed this, so really, really cool to see it. So again, we can give it some power, and then I'll show you what the bow thrusters look like from here. So let's turn a little bit more to the right, straighten it out. There we go. Now we'll go into bow thrusters and go left. Look at that. You can see it working. I mean, we're going to hit that. That's fine. I just wanted to show you what it looked like from the outside. So you can definitely tell when it's working and when it's not. Very nice. So there you have it. That's a look at the rescue update. All you have to do is just go into your Steam and opt into the beta. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Not Seafarer, but this video here is Rangers Path National Park Simulator. It's the demo that just came out, showcasing what we can expect when it does release in March. If you like this video, I think you're going to like this one.